So I came out to the shop and noticed that I had some rust on my table saw top. So we're going to address that today. We're going to remove this rust with a 220 sanding block. I know that might be kind of a lot to some people, but this rust was pretty bad. So let's get right into it. First, we'll take the blade all the way down and get it out of the way, and remove the throat plate. And we'll take our 220 sanding block and go to work on this thing. After I sand all the rust off of it, I usually use mineral spirits to clean the top of it really good, get all that fine sand and dust off of it and any metal shavings that might be left behind. But I didn't have any, and pretty gloomy day today outside. I didn't really feel like getting out, so wiping it off with this rag, just a dry rag. I found it works too. Try not to use water on the rag though, because that'll just defeat the purpose of trying to get the rust off the top of the saw. So dry rag will work if you don't have any mineral spirits. I had some lacquer thinner that I thought about using, but no, I really didn't want to use that. So just wipe this thing down real good with this rag before we apply our paste wax. Right here, we're gonna wipe it down real good with this Minwax paste finishing wax. I'm gonna try to get it on there pretty liberal. And after we get it wiped on, we'll let it set for about 5-10 minutes maybe. You don't want to let it set too long; it will be really hard to get the excess off of it. So get your pretty good amount on your dry rag there and just start rubbing it in to that top. I bought this saw secondhand, so there's a few places on it that I really haven't been able to address. There's a ring on it where it looks like, I guess, previous owner set a a wet cup down or a soda, something like that. But that's no big deal. Just adds a little bit of character to it, I guess. I do need to take these extension wings off of here. They are just cast aluminum, cast sheet metal, whatever they are. But I need to take them off, and I need to strip them down and repaint them. They've got some paint and some finish left on them. There's even a couple places where they use the top to write notes, numbers, measurements, whatever. But anyway, it's been a good saw. I've had it for about a month now, and it's done everything I've wanted it to do. So there you see, just keep getting a little bit extra on that rag. Make sure you're putting enough on there to cover this thing and protect it. And I usually, on all my table saws I've ever had before, I usually do this. At one time I was doing it probably once a week. Just clean it up real good and apply another coat of paste wax to it. That keeps it looking good. But I had went out of town for 2 weeks. And when I came back, and that's what I came back to, a rusted table saw. But another thing I didn't mention earlier, when you're using that sanding block to get the rust off, or whatever method you're using, I always like to go front to back, front to back, front to back. Never swirl that sandpaper or whatever you're using. Don't swirl it. It'll just leave swirly scratches all over your tabletop. So I let that paste wax sit on there for about 10 minutes, and then come back, just buff it off of there. Be kind of liberal with your buffing there to kind of buff that stuff in, and man, it makes that top look so much better, and your wood will slide right through there. I even put some paste wax on the fence tube on the front. It just helps that fence glide a little bit better. Yeah, get all this stuff wiped off and get it buffed out, and man, that top will look brand new again. So yeah, like I said earlier, you do this once a week. Man, it'll keep that table saw looking good.
If you enjoyed this video and got something out of it, please consider subscribing and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified of any new content we have coming out. This turned out pretty good. I bought this saw used, so it already had a few blemishes in it. There's a ring right here where I guess the previous owner had set a cup or something down on it, and it sweated on it. So this came out really nice. Put that paste wax on there, and man, your wood will just glide through there like butter. Like I said, if you got any value out of this video and learned anything and you want to see future videos, please subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one.